Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Bateman, and this video is going to be to the point. The whole purpose of this video is if you are a wholesaler, a flipper, anybody who goes direct to seller with your marketing, trying to find motivated sellers to generate discounted properties, then the journey of a motivated seller is shifting. It used to be that they found more investors through different methods like mail, through texting, through cold calling, etc. And that still happens. Don't get me wrong, but that journey is shifting online, and more motivated sellers are finding the companies that they do business with on the internet. And with this shift, if you can be on the right side of it, your business is going to benefit in the long term. So first off, why should you even trust me? Why should you listen to us? And what evidence do we have for this shift? Well, all I do is generating leads of motivated sellers online for flippers and wholesalers. And together with our partners in 2022, we set a few records. Here's some of those raw numbers. We spent over $9 million in online advertising. Those ads were seen over 118 million times across the United States, Canada, and Australia. That generated over 72,000 leads, over 2,400 deals for a total of over $50 million in revenue in 2022. And we're on track for even more in 2023, even after the market shift. And to help you understand even a little bit deeper why people enjoy working with us, I wanted to share with you just a couple clips of some people that you might know in the industry talking about us and the impact that we may have for different companies.
Management. And my biggest frustration, and I shared this with Brandon, my biggest frustration is someone's like, hey, you should sign up for my service. Like, okay. And I'll start asking them questions, and it's silent on the other side. I was like, okay, I can't in good faith give you my money because I can't be better at pay-per-click marketing than you.
Yeah.
But Brandon was going into terms, things that were eye-opening and I wasn't familiar with. So I thought that was really impressive. So
I said all that to say that Brandon has a high level of trust.
Yes.
You haven't used him yet, but amongst two of us here, he has a high level of trust. Yep. His transparency and his results have been very, very good.
I look at just digital marketing in general. I think that has the biggest space for growth. Mm-hmm. I look at that was what we were most excited about. Direct mail. I mean, everyone knows me for direct mail. That's what I've always preached is direct mail. It's not dead. It's still not dead. Mm-hmm. But something happened even last year that I was like, man, there's something special here. And so Brandon just kept learning. I wish I could say I kept learning. I didn't. Well, and we just kept responding to the awesome learning he was doing.
Well, just so that everybody knows, I use Brandon Bateman's company. I don't know. Last year we did right around $500,000. So The return on investment was fantastic. Wonderful.
And it's not just industry influencers that enjoy working with us. It's also the over 150 companies that we've partnered with to help them navigate through this shift. Here are just a couple clips from videos of some of those clients telling us what impact we made on their business. And to be clear, these aren't testimonial videos. We didn't stick a camera in these people's faces and say, please share with us why we're great. These are just clips from our organic conversations that we have on our strategy calls, where we are talking about what we're going to do to help them dominate the market over the next year or so.
Signing up with y'all has been like one of the best decisions I've made because I've always been like marketing obsessed, and it's kind of like mentally freeing to just like not think about it and just the leads come in. It's pretty nice. And they consistently do.
Yeah, Brandon, just to give you a heads up, according to our KPIs, your marketing channel is our best marketing channel in both markets for New Hampshire, Mass.
Oh, I love that.
New York.
Makes me happy.
It's a pretty significant difference, especially here in New Hampshire.
Our three of them were flips that are going to probably generate 175K. And then one's an owner finance that will be a 6-figure plus. So you're talking 275 for 3 months worth of spend. I mean, I don't even know what that, we've probably spent 25. So we're 12xing.
So now getting into the meat of things, online channels are outgrowing traditional channels. And I have a few pieces of evidence for this that I think you'll find interesting. The first one here is that search volumes have tripled in the past 3 years. So to explain what I mean by search volumes, one of the biggest indicators of where people are finding the companies that they end up doing deals with is search volumes on Google. And a search volume is basically for specific keywords, certain things that people could be typing into Google, how many people are typing that. it demonstrates the number of people that are interested. And like this represents, they have tripled in the past 3 years. And this is not just overall on the internet, because overall they haven't tripled. But if we look not just at keywords that demonstrate that someone wants to sell their house, but specifically at keywords that demonstrate that people want to sell their house and they're motivated, they want to sell it faster as is, or whatever the case is, the volume of those keywords collectively has tripled in the past 3 years. Here's one piece of evidence. You can see sell house fast. If someone types this into Google, that's representative of them potentially being interested in selling their house to an investor. We could see it was sort of steady, sort of growing for a while here, and then it started to shoot up and up and up. And we've seen this continue to go up through the market shift. Another example here, sell house for cash. Not that much interest. It's increasing, and it's growing exponentially more recently. And again, there are some trends of seasonality here and all that kind of stuff, but especially compared to benchmarks, these are growing really aggressively, even as the market is shifting, showing that more and more sellers are going online to sell their house. And traditional marketing methods are suffering. I don't have great data showing this in the wholesaling space. You could talk to your friends, you can look at your own company, and understand that things are shifting a little bit. This is just showing overall spend across all companies. You can see that all the other channels collectively have kind of been decreasing. But digital marketing has now finally taken the majority of the advertising share in the United States. And this is, in my opinion, a really interesting graphic because it shows basically some of the long-term trends that we're expecting. And in the real estate wholesaling and investing industry lags a little bit behind the rest of the world because motivated sellers tend to skew a little bit older in age. But as time goes on, this same trend is happening and expected for motivated sellers as well. So why are our clients doing this? Why have they chosen to move a lot of their marketing online? And there's a few reasons that we hear over and over again as I ask people, what is it that you value about this compared to what you're doing otherwise? The first thing, our clients that are generating leads online, they have 20 to 30% larger deal spreads than they're dealing with otherwise. The reason is they're getting more motivated leads. And those more motivated leads, of course, as you know, the more motivated the lead, the larger the spread potentially is. So they're getting these bigger deal spreads. If you ask, I don't know where your priorities lie. I think most people have asked, would you rather do a lot of deals or not that many deals and get the same amount of revenue? Most people would rather do fewer, bigger deals. And that's kind of the value of digital marketing. Another value add, there's less leads per deal. For most of our clients, and this is true specifically for search marketing channels, like when someone's searching on Google or something like that, most of our clients have less leads per deal through those channels than they do through any other channel in their business. And why? Because this person's coming to you. It's the most inbound form of marketing. So that means that you get less leads per deal. And also this next item here, you get a faster cash conversion cycle because the whole journey starts when they raise their hand and they say, yes, I'm interested. And it's not like that even, like this is even more inbound than that. They're not just saying, sure, I'm interested after you ask. They're actually looking and trying to find you. There's literally no other channel where that exists. They actually look for you and then they find you. And what that means is those conversations are completely different. So yeah, you have less leads per deal. Those leads close faster on average than any other channel is what our clients consistently tell us and what the data consistently says. You're having better conversations, which means better team morale. It means you have less acquisitions resources required to do a certain number of deals. And along with all of that, with the fact that we have that faster cash conversion and less leads per deal and better conversations and better team morale and all those things, it means that you have more scalability. And especially with search volumes tripling in the past 3 years, more and more people are finding investors this way. It means that you have the ability to truly dominate and build a substantial business off of this kind of lead generation method. It's a mindset shift. It truly is from the way that so many investors have been doing this for a long time. The old targeting way was you target people who are in probate or foreclosure or pre-foreclosure or divorce or based on their demographic characteristics, etc. It's all based on this this motivation point targeting. The new way of targeting is different but more predictive of people selling their house than the old way is. And this is targeting based on search intent. what someone types into Google is predictive of their future behavior. It's targeting based on psychographics. This is one step up from demographics. It's some of the more emotional characteristics of a person that we can infer based on their online behavior. It's targeting based on that online behavior itself, where people go online, the kind of websites they visit, even other things that are tied to their online behavior, like their credit card history and their income, and all these different things are extremely predictive of someone being a motivated seller. And then the last thing here, machine learning. This, if for anybody that's not familiar, is a subset of artificial intelligence that has been growing extremely rapidly and has become a core piece of our entire strategy, where we're taking into account all of this information like search intent, psychographics, online behavior, and using that through machine learning to find the sellers that are most motivated, most likely to sell their house. And it is extremely successful. And then this last point that I want to share and really drive home, through our research, online searches, so what someone types into Google when they use Google, that is more predictive of what they're going to do, like if they're going to sell their house or not, than any other data point that we could find. Whether they become deals for our clients or not, the people who search on Google ways to sell their house fast, and then they fill out a form, an astonishing number of them end up actually selling their house compared to other marketing channels like direct mail and cold call and all those different types of things. It's this shift to intent, and intent is more predictive than situational factors because it shows psychographically what's in the person's head, what do they actually intend to do. So I talked a lot about this on the surface level. If you want to know what this looks like potentially in your market, that's kind of what my call to action is today, and that is to speak to us. Reach out to us to learn more about your specific market. Some markets this works better for. Other markets this isn't quite as good in, and we want to make sure that we're guiding you to make sure that you're headed on the path towards success. If you want additional information about like typical lead quality, we have tons and tons of data. We can share those kinds of things with you. Typical return on investment. We've done this literally hundreds of times. So we can tell you kind of how things typically go. All those things are reasons that you could reach out to us. And on this page, you'll find a form where you can basically reach out to us and book a call with somebody on my team. The person you'll be talking to, he's been doing this marketing for quite some time and with a lot of investors. And you'll find that he's very knowledgeable to help you figure out if this could work for you. How we can help you as a company. Number one, this shift is going to have winners and losers. Investors that adapt to the way that sellers want to find investors that they work with, they're going to do extremely well. The best way for you to be on top of that is to work with experts that know what they're doing in this space, and that is my team. Like I said, we've generated over 50 million in revenue from these kinds of efforts over the past year. We're on track to do even more in 2023. And I think having someone like that on your team makes a big difference in terms of being able to actually execute this successfully. And then number two, build this for your business. It turns out there's a lot of people who are generating leads like this these days, and a lot of them are selling them. And you can do that, and you can kind of take part in this. But if you really want to dominate this market shift and the way that things are changing and the way that sellers are finding the investors that they work with, it's way more than just getting some of those leads. That's like making a little bit of money from some potential opportunity of arbitrage at some point. What you want to do is build this machine for your business. Don't just benefit from the machine that someone else built. That's what we do. We're not a company that you buy leads from. We're a company that helps you build internally. It is a done for you service, right? So you don't have to know about digital marketing. You don't have to hire someone, which in this case would require an entire team of people and spend hundreds of thousands a year at a bare minimum to be able to get this kind of campaign running. Like we do all that stuff for you. But what we do is we build this in a way that your business collects data, your business owns some intellectual property, all those things, so you can benefit long-term from this kind of shift. Thank you for your time today. I hope that was as brief as I promised. If this sounds of interest to you, if you want to be on the right side of this shift, I encourage you, please reach out to us and we will guide you through everything necessary to do that.